We've been booked, we've been busy, we've been traveling, we've been enjoying, we've been creating, we've been resting. You know, we've been trying to find this balance, but also understanding that it's always gonna be one side tipping more than the other. Haha. Look, y'all, this year was a pretty big year for me in terms of setting my intentions of what I wanted to do. In the start of January, I was like, look, I want to get more into DPing and really focusing on that rather than an editor. Because if you don't know, now you know. I started off as an editor. That's how I fell in love with the whole filmmaking process. And I have been blessed enough to start developing this eye as a cinematographer almost like 2.5 years ago. Just having that editing post-production background as a DP has helped me immensely throughout my career. Oh my god, and I moved you. Whatever. Sorry. I also set my intention earlier this year as to wanting to get into more productions that are narrative. That way I could elevate my skills as a DP. I've done a handful of music videos. I've done a feature documentary film.
This is my city, and I don't even feel seen like walking around this month. You know what I mean?
And a lot of people don't know that. I also have a background in like visual effects, post-production, all that stuff. And you only see like 10% because what I post on social media, a lot of people just think I'm a content creator. No, I'm a full-on filmmaker here, okay, everybody? So setting that intention earlier this year has helped me immensely because I was locked in. Since then, I've gotten so many opportunities to DP short films, music videos, all that stuff. Anyways, if you're wondering what it's like to be on set, you know, it's early mornings or even late nights, sometimes 12-hour days that feel like 3. Well, for me, honestly, it feels pretty quick because I'm so grateful that I get to do this. It's caffeine, laughter, creative problem solving, and learning to trust the people around you. But before you even get here, how do you actually land gigs to be on production sets? Today, I'm gonna break down what it's like to be on set, from landing gigs to building collaboration, how to create work that attracts more of the right opportunities for you. Look, landing gigs is about who you know, but more importantly, it's about who remembers you. You might not have the biggest portfolio, but if people trust your energy, your work ethic, and your attitude, that's what gets you back into those gigs. Because for the most part, whoever you've worked with are gonna be like, oh, I know this person, to the next person they talk to. So once you get in, you're in, and people will start to say your name when opportunities come up. When I first got started, I was creating my own opportunities, right? I was doing things that just felt right to me. I was creating mini documentaries. I was doing a lot of music videos. And then once I was doing music videos, then another artist would say my name to another artist, and that's just like a chain reaction. Honestly, here's how to get started if you haven't yet, or if you are already started. Just remember these few things. Show up even when you're not paid. Okay, what I mean by that is just because you're not getting paid doesn't mean you lack the effort or the work ethic to do what you have to do for what you got hired for. Does that make sense? When I was first getting started, I was doing shit for the free. That way I could gain the experience and learn how the sets are ran, or how the DP talks to the gaffer, or how the director communicates, or how this and that, or how each department head just talks to each other to make the set run smoothly, or even learn from things that go wrong on set on how to be better the next time. Basically, make yourself useful, okay? I was just recently on a set and nothing pissed me off more than somebody just sitting around. I'm like, what are you even doing here? I'm sorry, I'm just not that type of person. But it's like, if you see someone struggling with the light stand, help them. Just lend your hand to someone or ask if someone needs help, because most of the time I've worked with a few people who like doing shit on their own. I'm honestly the same way, but if you delegate or if you just lend your hand to them, they will accept the help. It's just those small moments that make people want to work with you again. So just don't be that person who just sits around and just wastes space. Remember to build relationships, right? Not resumes. Don't chase every client. Find people who genuinely want to work with you and grow with you. Look, the goal isn't just to get hired, it is to belong on a set that challenges and inspires you. Remember, this ain't for the weak, okay? Being on set could be long days, so many communicating with one another, so much miscommunication, pivoting rather than panicking, so you just have to remain composed. Okay, you got it. This one's huge across the entire board, not just with filmmaking, but when you're on set, collaboration is everything. A good set runs on clear collaboration and communication and transparency, I believe. The best filmmakers aren't just creative, they're very communicative, and I've learned that a lot. I've always valued transparency and communication, especially on set, because Why waste time trying to nitpick something and let your ego get in the way when we have things to do? Time is just of the essence here, okay? Because you're not just there to execute, you're there to flow with the entire production team. For the handful of sets that I've been on sets where the energy was off, people were cold, or egos were even high, and trust me, it shows in the final piece. But on the other hand, when everybody respects each other's ideas or is open to feedback and criticism and takes it all with knowing that they will grow from it, magic happens, and then the end result will show that. You basically start to bounce off energy, right? The DP suggests a different angle, the gaffer plays with the light, the talent brings in their own flavor, the director just fosters a great environment, and it becomes a collective creation. And that is the key. Be someone people want to work with again. And not just because you're good, but because you make the set feel safe, creative, fun, you pivot rather than panic, all that stuff. Look, I'm such a chill person on set, even with time running out, this and that. Like, I just don't understand the need to like panic during those situations and just having to think outside the box and see what we could do. There's multiple sets where I've been on where we had to just scrap the entire shot list, everything we done in pre-production because time was just running out, and just getting what we can. So the best thing to do is grab the department heads, communicate what's happening, and then move forward from there. But I don't know, something about me, I'm just like, nah, we're gonna get what we could get, because nothing is impossible. Whatever director wants, the director's gonna get. People hire energy just as much as skill. I wanna share with you a few quick tips I've learned from being on set over the years. Always arrive early. Look, when you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, just don't even show up. Look, there was an instant where I was recently just on a set and the department heads were late. Okay, but shit happens, I understand, but you always have to allow yourself an extra 30 to 45 minutes of leaving the house in case anything gets in your way to be on set on time. This is an important one. Stay calm under pressure, right? Pivot rather than panic. I say that a lot because panicking is not gonna get you anywhere. Take a deep breath, ground yourself, step outside if you need to. It's easy for us to be like, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do? But just ground yourself. Something's always going to go wrong, okay? No matter how much we plan for it in pre-production, shit is always gonna go wrong. The key is how you respond to it. It goes hand in hand, stay adaptable. Things change fast as on set. Like I mentioned earlier, shots always get cut, time always runs out. Be the one who adapts, not complains. Next, respect every single role. The PA, the gaffer, the hair and makeup artist, everyone contributes to the story. No matter your role, PA or director, you are neither above or below anybody. This one could get you really far as well. So stay curious, all right? During downtimes on set, like read the room, okay? Ask questions if you want to learn more about being a director or a DP or a gaffer. You'll learn more on set than any other classroom. This one's a personal take, honestly. Protect your energy. Film sets could be so chaotic and there's a ton of things going on at the same damn time, everything everywhere all at once. Just find moments of stillness, right? Breathe and remember why you love doing this. Read the room, okay? So just know when to speak up and when to listen. Sometimes it's just not the time or place for some things. If you need a chat with somebody or if you need to ask a question, maybe pull that specific person aside during downtime. You know, there's just, I don't know, it's pretty general, like read the room. And most importantly, stay humble. Every single person on that set started somewhere. And the best people on set never act like they're above anybody or never too cool for anybody, okay? And it was discouraging when I came across somebody like that on set, but I just gotta remind myself, like, it is what it is. Like, that's just not somebody then that'll... Because at the end of the day, if it's anything at all, each set teaches you something new, not just about filmmaking, but about people and how to work with people and how to respond to people and how to not take things personally. Look, a lot of things are happening on set, moving hella fast, this and that. You might be bummed out about somebody being like, hey, can you move? Or like, hey, can you move out the way? Or hey, can you do this and that? They might just be so in the zone that they need to do something that they didn't intend to tell you to just move. Like, yes, of course, excuse me, but you know what I'm saying? There's so many things going on. Just don't take anything personally. Now, if you want to land more gigs, whether it's commercial or working with artists for music videos or even narratives or documentaries, whatever it is, start creating without waiting for permission. That is the biggest thing. You don't need a client or a person to prove your worth. You just need your phone or camera, an idea, and intention to execute. Start small with ideas that you know you could execute, right? And I'm not saying to like think small, because I know you could always create big. I just know how it feels like to have a super big idea and feel overwhelmed by it, then not even execute that idea. So just these little baby steps, right? So make spec ads for brands that you love if you want to get into commercials, or shoot visuals that reflect your style, whether it's emotional storytelling, comedy, or cinematic portraits, and post your work. Share your process. Remember that people connect with your why more than your what, because every piece of personal work that you put out is a magnet. I can't even tell you how many people I've attracted into my life, collaborative / client wise, because of the work that I've put out, that I've made personally for me, because you're showing potential clients what you can do your way. Some of the best opportunities came from my passion projects and not even paid work. So because you create from the heart, it stands out, right? It builds your style, your tone, and your voice. So don't just chase gigs or sit around waiting for them to come to you. Create things that attract them. That's how people find you, and that's how your art finds the right audience. And then that's how you keep evolving as a filmmaker, or whatever it is that you do. So when you create from a place of authenticity, people will notice that. And eventually the right people will find you, not because you chase gigs, but because you show them who you are through your art. And just remember to keep reminding yourself who you are, how you're continuously growing every single day, that you're learning every single day. I will always be a student to my craft. There's not a day where I will know, there will never be a day where I know everything. Be humble, be curious, don't take anything personal, and remind yourself on days where it feels so tough and you start to doubt yourself or your ability to do things, that's just another day. Let it flow. Feel it, and then channel that feeling into your creativity. I used to do that a lot when I was feeling so down and depressed in my early 20s. I would create things that were so sad, but I was just channeling a lot of my emotions towards video. So that's how I learned a lot about myself, my craft, and like who I want to become. That's about it, y'all. I know we're almost at 100,000 subscribers, y'all. Please, let's get it before the end of this year. That would be amazing. I have that spot ready for it, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate each and every one of you for continuing to support me. Remember, keep being great, go out and create, and have fun doing it. I'll see y'all at the next video. Peace.